In this lecture, let us discuss about building an NLP pipeline. So, as we all know, computers, they are great at working with structured data like spreadsheets and database tables. But humans usually, they'll communicate in words, but not in tables. So, a lot of information in the world is unstructured, that is raw text in English or another human language. Then how can we get a computer to understand unstructured text and extract data from it? In this lecture, let us discuss about building an NLP pipeline. Before that, let me give you a brief intro about natural language processing. So we already saw in detail in the introduction part. So let us just discuss only few important points here. Why NLP is important. So, as we all know, computers are great at working with structured data like spreadsheets and database tables. But humans, they usually communicate in words but not in tables. So, a lot of information in the world is unstructured, that is raw text in English or another human language. Then, how can we get a computer to understand unstructured text and extract data from it? That's where this natural language processing plays a key role, right? So, here, as long as computers have been around, programmers have been trying to write programs that understand languages like English. So, here the computers, they can't yet truly understand English in the way that humans do, right? So, humans can understand English, but can we say that computers can understand in the same way that humans do? No, right? So then, how to extract meaning from the text? How a computer can extract meaning from text? It is very difficult. So here, doing anything complicated in machine learning usually means building a pipeline. So the idea here is to break the given problem into multiple pieces. And after that, we'll be using machine learning to solve each piece, each smaller piece separately. After that, we'll group all the individual pieces together, that is chaining together several machine learning models that feed into each other. So you can do very complicated things like this. So this is the strategy we are going to use in NLP also. So we'll break down the process of understanding English into small chunks. So let us see these steps in NLP pipeline. So first thing, so here let us take a piece of text. Say the text is London is the capital and most popular city, and so on. So we took one paragraph. Now, this paragraph contains several useful facts. So it would be great if a computer could read this text and understand that London is a city and this London is located in England. London was settled by Romans and so on. But to get there, we have to first teach our computer the most basic concepts of written language. So, without teaching anything, it can't find out all these things, right? So, first, we need to teach our computer the main or basic concepts of written language. So, we are going with step one, that is sentence segmentation. So, first step in pipeline is to break the given text or given paragraph into separate sentences. So here after the sentence is broken, here the sentence is broken down into multiple, sorry, here the paragraph is broken down into multiple sentences. So you can see the first line. It is displayed as one sentence. Similarly, second and so on. So here we can assume that each sentence in English is a separate thought or idea. So it will be easier to write a program to understand a single sentence. So if we divide this paragraph into sentences, then in that case, it will be easier to write a program for a single sentence when compared to writing program for entire paragraph at once, right? So, coding the sentence segmentation model can be as simple as splitting part sentences whenever you see a punctuation mark. So, here, whenever we see punctuation mark, we can split that into one sentence. So, this became first sentence. So, where is our second punctuation? Here we have. So, you can just divide that into second sentence. And step 2, that is word tokenization. Now we have split our document into sentences using sentence segmentation step. So we can process them one at a time. Let's start with the first sentence from our document. So we got three sentences. So let us take the first sentence. That is, London is the capital and most populous city of England and the United Kingdom. So in here, the next step in our pipeline is to break this sentence into separate words or tokens. So let us take this first sentence and break it into multiple words or tokens, which is nothing but tokenization, or we can say that word tokenization. And the result obtained after this step is, see, you can find out individual tokens or words from the given sentence. London is the, and so on, including punctuation. So even punctuation is taken as a separate token. So here tokenization is easy to do in English. So we'll just split apart words whenever there's a space between them. And we'll also treat even punctuation marks as separate tokens since punctuation has also meaning. And then moving to step 3, here we need to predict part of speech for every token. So now here we'll look at each token and try to guess its part of speech, whether it is a noun, verb, adjective, and so on. So now here knowing the role of each word in the sentence will help us start to figure out what the sentence is talking about. So that's the main intention behind this POS or part of speech tagging. So if you know the role of every word, then in that case, we can easily figure out what the sentence is about. So we can do this task by feeding each word and some extra words around it for context into a pre-trained part of speech model. So you need to feed word into part of speech classification model. So here you can see this is our input text and the word is London. So here you need to feed some extra words also around it. Some extra words around it along with the word. So here word is London and it is surrounding words of London are is, the, and capital. So when you provide this or when you feed it as input to the part of speech prediction model, then it will predict the output. And the output obtained is a proper noun. So London is identified as proper noun. So the part of speech model was originally trained by feeding it millions of English sentences with each word's part of speech already tagged. So and having it learn to replicate that behavior. So as this model was already pre-trained with millions of English sentences, but with the help of that knowledge, it can predict the new sentences or new words. So here it just knows how to guess a part of speech based on similar sentences and words it has seen before. So after processing the whole sentence, we'll get result like this. So every word you can observe, for every word there is a tag. For London, it is proper noun, is, verb, the, determiner, capital noun, and so on. So with this information, we can already start to glean some very basic meaning. Like we can see that the nouns in the sentence include London and capital. So the sentence is probably talking about London, right? So here nouns in the sentence are London and capital. So by seeing that, you can identify that the sentence is about London. And step 4 is text stemming in lemmatization. So this stemming, it mainly involves removing suffixes from words in order to obtain the base form. So we can say that stemming is simpler and faster technique compared to lemmatization. So I'll tell you the main difference between these two. So first, coming to stemming, it uses set of rules or algorithms to resolve or to remove suffixes and obtain the base form of a word. So stemming can sometimes the problem with stemming is it may sometimes produce a base form that is not valid, in which case it can also lead to ambiguity. Whereas if you discuss about this lemmatization concept, so it is also more sophisticated technique, but it uses vocabulary and morphological analysis in order to determine base form of a word. But the drawback with lemmatization is it is slower and more complex compared to stemming. It produces a valid base form that can be found in dictionary. So because of this, it makes it more accurate than stemming. So you can see the difference between stemming and lemmatization in this picture clearly. So stemming, it will take the, say suppose it is taking these two words, studies and studying. So here studies will be reduced to root words studi, which is not having any meaning. So that's a problem with stemming. Sometimes it may produce a base form that is not valid. So this study is not valid, right? Whereas coming to lemmatization, in any case, it may be either studies or studying. It will generate the valid root form. And that can be found, or this, it produces a valid form that can be found in a dictionary. So because of this, we can say that lemmatization is more accurate compared to stemming. So stemming is preferred. So then when to use stemming and when to use lemmatization means it depends on the application. So stemming is usually considered as important when the meaning of the word is not important for analysis. For example, if you take spam detection, there there is no importance for word. So in that case, you can prefer the stemming as it is fast and simple compared to lemmatization. Whereas we can choose this lemmatization when meaning of the word is important for analysis. So especially in applications like question answering systems, chatbots, etc., where meaning is very important for analysis.